Katniss goes out to hunt and she meets up with her bestie, Gale. I hate Gale. Gale is public enemy number one. Hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Ellie. I have a film degree, so what better way to use my film degree than to sit on my bed and talk about movies? I really need to use my degree. I really need to. I want to start off my channel by talking about a classic, a masterpiece, my very first hyperfixation ever, The Hunger Games. And you know what? If this video goes well, I will talk about the rest of the series. I am a huge fan of The Hunger Games. I think the story, the world building, the characters, it's just all really good. Like this is my Mona Lisa. Suzanne Collins, I owe you my firstborn child. Also, if it sounds like I have something in my nose, it's because I do. I'm very congested. I feel like this movie does a really good job at giving you information without just telling it to you. Like, it introduces you to a world and doesn't just like make the characters tell you where you are and what's going on. Like, you actually just get thrown in and you figure it out as you go. Because that's how stories should be. At least movies. Books, I feel like you can give a lot of world building through a narrator. Movies, I don't need that. I just want to be in it. Just put me in. Just let me figure it out as I go. That's half the appeal of watching a movie, is figuring it out. I feel like there are a lot of movies, especially dystopian movies, that just like put you in and then they make one of the characters tell another character what's going on. It doesn't make any sense. They live in that world. They know what's going on. They know how the world works. So why are you explaining it to them? Like they don't. I don't need a history lesson before the plot. Okay, just let me figure it out. This movie does have like a Star Wars-esque text on the screen explaining what the Hunger Games are before the movie actually starts, which does kind of contradict my statement of I don't want a history lesson, but I do feel like this works. And I'd rather have this than a narrator telling me like the Hunger Games happened because we were at war. No. Let me read a screen. Let me read a screen before I see the characters, so I know a little bit about where they are, where they live, what's going on, and then I can just watch. Okay? If you don't know what the Hunger Games are, in short, it's pretty much a death match between children. Really fun. I'm reading my notes so I can get this right, even though I wrote this off the top of my head. So if I'm getting a detail wrong, please don't kill me. I wrote this off the dome. There are 12 districts in a dystopian country called Panem, and they're being punished, in a sense, because of a war that took place between them and the capital. The capital's where all the rich people live. It's where the president lives, President Snow. The capital every year makes each district in Panem send a boy and a girl to fight to their death. There's 12 districts, so there's 24 kids just fighting. It's really fun. And the last standing child wins. So we're killing children, but not actually because they're killing each other, right? We start off being introduced to our protagonist, which is Katniss Everdeen, and her little sister Primrose, or Prim. They're named after plants. Prim has a bad dream, and Katniss comes in and sings her back to sleep, calms her down, comforts her. Katniss is like 16, and Prim is 12. She had a bad dream. Bad dreams those happen a lot in these movies. Which, fair enough. She calms her down. Prim goes back to sleep, and Katniss pieces out. She's going to hunt in a restricted part of District 12. There's a fence. She goes through the fence with her bow and arrow. District 12 is like the mining district. That's kind of their thing, is like they mine coal and they supply coal for the rest of Panem. And District 12 is like the epitome of poverty. There is like a more wealthy part of the district, but for the most part, the entire district is very poor. Most of the districts are very poor, but I feel like District 12 is like the dump of Panem, you know? So Katniss goes out to hunt and she meets up with her bestie, Gale, I hate Gale. Okay? Listen, I hate Gale. I hate him. Gale is public enemy number 1. I hate him so much. You could take him out of the story and actually nothing would change. He does one, like, important thing to the plot in the fourth movie. Sorry, third movie's in 2 parts. I don't remember what happens in each of them. He does something important in the 4th movie, and it's just bad. It's bad. Could have made any other character do that. He is not important. He does not need to be here, but he's here. I hate him. Gale and I have beef. One-sided beef. So anyways, Katniss and Gale, they're just chatting, they're hanging out, they're hunting, they're sitting in the grass, you know, it's really beautiful, it's peaceful. And Gale's like, we should just run away. Like, let's just run away. Okay. Katniss is like, we can't fetching do that. Like, they would catch us and kill us. Obviously. Gale, you're dumb. You're stupid. They're just, you know, they keep talking about it, and Katniss goes, never having kids. Obviously, because she doesn't want them to have to fight to the death. I would also not want to have kids if I lived in this world, okay? And Gale says, I want to have kids. I want to have kids. I want kids. Shut up, Gale. So they have their little chat, and then Katniss heads back down into the district, and she goes to the Hob, which is like a black market kind of place. People are just selling things, you know, trying to make a living because they're all poor and dying. Katniss finds this pin that has a mockingjay on it, which is a mockingbird and a jabberjay mixed together. Jabberjay is a bird that mimics people's voices, that the Capitol once used for, you know, spying on the districts, whatnot. It went extinct, but it did breed with a mockingbird before that. So now we have mockingjays, okay? Anyways, she gets this pin. This symbol on the pin eventually becomes like the symbol of the rebellion. But for right now, it's just a pin. It's just a nice little cute pin. I had one of these pins as a kid, and I went to see Mockingjay Part 2. I think. It might have been Part 1. I don't know. I'm telling you, those could have been one movie. We aren't going to get into that, but whatever. I wore the pin. I dressed as Prim. I braided my hair. I had a big sweater on. Had my pin. Lost it in the movie theater. Had an actual meltdown. I was like 12. I'm in the shoe store at the mall after we see the movie upstairs in the mall. And I'm sobbing. Because we went back and they couldn't find it. But it's okay. Because I bought a new one. When Songbirds and Snakes came out, I was on Amazon and I was looking for a pin. I needed Mockingjay pin. Sold. It's on my wall currently. And if I lose that one, I will have a meltdown at my big age. And I'll buy a third. So Katniss buys this from the Hob, and yeah, but in the books, she actually gets this pin from her friend Madge, who doesn't exist in the movies, which is so sad because I love her. I love Madge. She's friends with Katniss. Katniss is just like really awkward. So I don't think she really understands that her and Madge are friends, because I just don't think that clicks in her brain, and that's okay. But Madge loves her, gives her this pin before Katniss heads off to the games. But Madge is such a queen, like I love her. You, like, don't cut her out. Cut Gale out. Cut Gale out. We don't need Gale. Put Madge back in. Back at home, Prim is all ready for her very first year in the Reaping, which is where they draw the names for the Hunger Games. She's 12, so it's her first year that she qualifies for her name to be drawn. So her name's in there a single time. She's 12, she's ready to go. She's totally old enough to go fight to her death. If you sent me into an arena at age 12 and said, okay, go kill everyone so you live, or just like outlive them all, I'd probably jump off the platform before the timer's up and let them blow me up. Like, Katniss and Prim's mom is like helping them get ready, you know. She gets Prim all ready, she lays a dress out for Katniss, does her hair. Their mom's not like really here mentally, you know. She just like, it's just kind of. So Katniss is getting ready and Katniss is helping Prim and they're doing all the things and the mom's just, okay, queen, give us nothing. She has a valid reason to be acting this way. Her husband died. I don't know how many years it's been since he died, but she just like shut down when he died. Valid. Hey, valid. However, you have children, take care of them. So they make it to the reaping in the town square. It's really fun. All of the children are there and they all look like they're gonna die. Because most likely 2 of them will. Also, the reaping takes place on the 4th of July. Suzanne Collins, I will die for you. I will. I would put my life on the line for you. This propaganda video plays while all the kids wait. It's really great. President Snow narrates it. Anyways, Effie Trinket comes on out. She's a Capitol representative who draws the names in the reaping for District 12. She's got pink hair. She's a diva. Love her. So, Effie goes to draw the name of the female tribute. What do you know? It's Prim, the 12-year-old, the child. Her name gets drawn. Her name, which is in there once, a single time. The odds are crazy. The odds were not in her favor. And Katniss is pissed. She loses her ever-loving mind because, yeah, that's her little sister and she's a child. A 12-year-old. She's just little. She's little. So Katniss volunteers in Prim's place. And there's like this cut. There's this cut when she's volunteering in the movie that doesn't make any sense. Like, it doesn't make sense, but it's camp.
I volunteer as tribute.
I like it. You could watch this movie and go, well, that was a creative choice. They did that on purpose. No, I just don't think they had enough of the best takes, so they're like, just throw it together, make it look good. A lot of people have been like, oh, that was actually the Capitol, like, editing the footage. Sure. Whatever helps you sleep at night. So Katniss is our girly from 12. Now we gotta have a boy. And that boy is Mr. Peeta Malark. Peeta, my beloved. Peeta, my angel. Peeta, I would also die for you. I would lay my life on the line for you. I'm fighting in the war for your heart. Anyways. His name gets called and Katniss has this sweet memory of him throwing burnt bread at her. Which, like, sometimes I think about that and I'm like, he just, like, gave her burnt bread. I'd be pissed. Yes, give me your scraps. But he burnt it on purpose so that his mom would make him throw it out and then he could give it to her. She was starving, needed to feed her family. And he's like, I can't just give it to you for free, but if I burn it, I have to throw it out, and I just throw it at you. It doesn't hit her. He doesn't throw it at her, it hit her. It does land in a puddle, though. I guess if you're desperate, like, you'd eat anything, but I don't know, if someone threw burnt bread at me and it landed in a puddle, I'd be like, I'll just die. Just let me go. I don't care. But it is really cute that he, like, purposely burns it just to give it to her, you know? Like, Peeta, where are you and when is our wedding? You know, when are we getting married? Katniss's family comes to say goodbye to her, and she's like, hey mom, don't shut down like you did when dad died, okay? It's really sweet, it's really awesome. She says goodbye to Prim, it's very tender, very sad. And then Gale comes in. Why does Gale get to say goodbye to her? Why is he here? Gale, go home. Go home, Gale. He's like, you can hunt, go find a bow, like you could win this. Like, yeah, no dip. No dip, Gale. She already knows this. Why are you telling her that? I hate Gale. You guys, have I mentioned I hate Gale? So now Peeta and Katniss and Effie are heading to the Capitol, and their mentor is there, the only living victor from District 12, and that would be Haymitch Abernethy. He's a drunk, crazy man, and he has a fierce bob. He's a king. I love him. I love Haymitch. Haymitch, if you see this. Haymitch, if you see this, I love you. On the train to the Capitol, there's like a bunch of food and candy and drinks and all the things. And I just think it's so funny that they're like, okay, we're gonna send you to fight to your death, but before we do that, we are gonna let you eat a lot of food. We're gonna fatten you up. So then when you get in the games, you're extra hungry. Because now you're used to eating food. That's crazy. Like, yeah, you're gonna die in a couple days. Do you want some candy? There's this moment on the train where Katniss stabs a knife in between Haymitch's fingers. And Effie goes, that is mahogany. If you were on the internet when this movie came out, you know how iconic that line is. Like, I was saving pins on Pinterest of just that quote, and I'm like, yes. I'm 10 years old, and I'm like, I'm gonna get that tattooed on my body. Once they're in the Capitol, all of the tributes get hosed down, and they get, you know, their hair gets cut, they trim their eyebrows, make them look pretty. And Katniss hears the stylists, like, whispering to each other, talking about how they might need to hose her down again because she's so dirty. If I was a 16-year-old girl and I heard two people talking about how they had to hose me down for the second time because I'm that disgusting, I would actually lose it. So after she's all groomed like a dog, she meets her head stylist, who is Cinna. And Cinna is just this sweet, soft-spoken man, and he's amazing, and he's Lenny Kravitz, and he has gold eyeliner on. Yeah, I love Cinna. And he's like, hey girl, we're gonna make you and Peta look really good. We're not gonna put you in coal mining outfits like they normally do. We're gonna, like, help you make an impression, which is like a total act of rebellion on Cinna's part, but he's like, you're gonna look fierce. You're gonna look good, you're gonna look fierce, and you are gonna make an impression so that people like you. I love it. So Katniss and Peta get in their outfits and they look really good. And they're like in these black, like, leather bodysuits. And they go to the tribute parade, which is where all of the tributes get in little chariots. And then they ride around in, like, the Capitol Square and, like, show themselves off. I don't know. I think it's really stupid. And it feels very much animals in a zoo. Katniss and Peta catch on fire on purpose. This is Cinna's whole thing. Their little suits, like, light up with fake flames. And then Peta goes to hold Katniss's hand to be like, look, like, we're stronger together. And she's like, what are you doing? And he's like, come on girl, they'll love it. So he grabs her hand and they hold their hands up. The Capitol eats it up. They're like, oh my gosh. And they throw roses at them. It's great. And Katniss is like, why do they like this? This is really weird. Because you guys are animals in a cage and they love it. There's like a week between the tribute parade and the actual games, and the tributes get to, like, train for all this time before they go into the games, which is, like, kind of stupid. Like, okay, like, we're gonna teach you some skills for a couple of days, just, like, to see if it kind of helps, and then you're gonna probably go die. Okay, got it. Right. We meet a bunch of the other tributes, like the career pack, which in the movies is districts 1 and 2. In the books, it's districts 1, 2, and 4, which they kind of touch on that, I feel like, in Catching Fire. But one of the tributes in the first movie from 4 is a 12-year-old boy. So I don't think he is one of the careers, because careers, like, spend their lives training for the Hunger Games, and then they volunteer. I don't think that 12-year-old boy volunteered, especially because he dies fast. In this movie, the careers are just districts 1 and 2. Main ones are Cato, Glimmer, and Clove. There's also a boy named Marvel. We'll get to him. Sometimes I think his name's Avenger because I mix up Marvel and Avenger. And this is from a Marvel fan. I'm a little bit stupid, and that's okay. It's fine. The careers are evil little creeps. They're scary. We also meet Thresh and Rue, who are from District 11. And Katniss and Rue kind of befriend each other. Rue's really cute, just loves Katniss, kind of wants to follow her around. She's 12. And she's very similar to Prim, and is kind of like a stand-in for Prim. So Katniss feels like she has to protect her, you know. They're all just little, like, they're just kids, and they're all gonna die. I love these movies, but the more I talk about it, I'm like, dang, this is dark. Okay, so after training, everyone gets to pick a skill that they go present to the game makers. The head game maker is Seneca Crane. He's the guy with the beard. That's all you really need to know. There's a Hunger Games parody called The Starving Games, and the guy who is Seneca, his beard changes, like, every scene. One time I think it's like a Nike swoosh. I love it. Katniss comes to present her skill, which is archery. Obviously, she loves to hunt, so she's gonna show off her skills with a bow. She picks up the bow. It's a lot heavier than the one she uses at home, because the one at home is literally homemade. It's wood. The one in the Capitol is metal. So she picks it up, she's like, this is weird. She shoots an arrow, she misses because she's not used to this bow. And all of the game makers kind of laugh, and then they, like, start preparing for their feast. Like, they're completely ignoring her. They've gone through all of the tributes. They're like, we don't care about District 12, especially if this girl, like, can't shoot a bow. So she She picks up the bow, picks up another arrow, shoots it up into where the game makers are, and they have one of those pigs with an apple in its mouth. That's what they're gonna eat. Crazy. Hate that. She shoots the apple, and then she bows. Yeah. And they're all like, she just tried to kill us. I love her. I love this part. And in Catching Fire, they literally add a force field to that little place where the game makers sit, because they're like, Katniss tried to literally kill us. Night before the games, all of the tributes get interviewed by Caesar Flickerman, who, I think he's a wild character. I think he's so interesting. He like puts on this front that he just loves the tributes and wants what's best for them, and he's just so like, oh, like rooting for you. But he's really just like a propaganda machine. He's just trying to make everyone love all these tributes so that people watch the games. I don't know. I think he's very evil, and a lot of people will be like, oh no, like I think he truly loves the tributes. I think he really like would have rebelled. No, that man's evil. Yeah, he's crazy. I love him, but he's crazy. She's so crazy. I love her. Peeta loves to be dramatic in these interviews. He pretty much says that like he has a crush on Katniss, and like, oh, like there's a girl back home, but like we came here together, and so like only one of us can win, so like we can't be together. It's so sad, like we can't fall in love. Everyone in the audience is like, no, oh my gosh, no. Katniss is backstage pissed. She literally pins Peeta up against a wall and is like, you made me look weak. And Haymitch is like, girl, no he didn't. He made you look desirable. Like, he's a genius. He did something good. Get over it, you know? That's so like teenage girl of Katniss though. It'd be like, you tell him you have a crush on me, you just ruined my life. Right. Now we're in the games, okay? The games are insane. Once all of the tributes are released, there's like a timer, they get released. The audio in this scene is just like ear ringing. It freaks me out. I hate it. I hate it so much. Every time I watch this movie, that's like my least favorite part, because it's like so eerie and like deafening, and it really sets the tone for a child death match, that's for sure. Bunch of kids die right from the get-go. All the careers kind of just, they're really knocking them out one by one. Katniss grabs a backpack and she makes a run for it, and she goes and she climbs a tree. And she kind of just camps out in this tree for a while, which like, that's so fair. Camping up there for a while, she watches the nice slideshow at the end of the day where it shows all the kids that died that day. Really fun. You know, she's up in that tree for a while, and then the game makers are like, this is boring, we need to get her out of the tree. So they light the entire forest on fire. Homegirl Katniss has to make a run for it. She's gotta get out of there. She gets a bunch of burns. She makes her way from the fire, has all these burns. She climbs a new tree. While she's in the tree, she gets like a donation from a sponsor, and that sponsor just happens to be Haymitch. I don't think he can actually sponsor her, but I think he like goes and talks to people and is like, you guys should send her stuff. Like, she's really cool. So she gets this like salve, and it magically heals her. These burns she's got on her leg, gone. Insane magical medicine exists in the capital, and then all the people in the districts are in poverty. Sound familiar? Well, in the tree, the career pack comes and like surrounds her tree, and freaking Peeta's with them. And like, I get that he's just like trying to stay alive and use the careers to do that and like be on their side, but he looks really stupid right now. And Katniss is like, so they can't climb the tree because, yeah, they trained how to like fight each other and kill each other. They did not train on how to climb a tree. You can't climb a tree? Okay. So they camp out there like all night because Katniss has to come down eventually, right? The next morning, Katniss is in the tree, all of the careers are still asleep, and Rue is in a tree next to her. She's just chilling in there, and she starts pointing at a nest and is like, cut it down. And it's a nest of trackerjackers, which are these really like venomous, poisonous wasps. So Katniss cuts down the branch that the nest is on so that it falls on the careers, and she gets a couple stings in the process. Couple's an understatement, actually. The nest falls, and all of the careers get away except for Glimmer, who dies. She's covered in stings, and she's all swollen and gross, and it's nasty. And Katniss gets a bow and arrow from her, because she had the bow and arrow. Now she's dead. Katniss literally rips it out of her hands. There's an airplane flying by. Katniss obviously still has those stings, so she starts hallucinating. She hallucinates Caesar Flickerman in the forest, love, and then she like passes out. Then Katniss wakes up like days later, and she has been taken care of. She's got leaves on her, all of her stings that are like helping it. They're all healed. She looks great. She's doing great. And that was all Rue. Rue's been taking care of her for days. And like, Rue is just a little angel. Like, I could cry. Like, girl, you're fighting to the death, but you're gonna help this girl because she got bee stings. So now Rue and Katniss are allies. Whoa, the lighting is crazy. This is why you don't film at literally 7 p.m. Is that any better? Kind of. Sorry. Like, I don't know what to do about it. So they like team up and they decide they're gonna blow up this like massive hoard of food and supplies and all these things like weapons that the career pack has. They're down at the cornucopia in the center of the arena and they just have like everything and they're guarding it. Katniss and Rue are like, we're gonna blow that all up so that no one can have it. This lighting is actually pissing me off. So they go blow up all the food. Katniss blows it up. Rue is off setting fires so that she can distract the other careers so that they will go like find out, oh, who's dumb enough to light a fire right now. Katniss blows up the food. She goes back to find Rue. She finds Rue and Rue is trapped in a net and she's freaking out. Katniss cuts her out. She's fine. She stands up. They're all good. Then Rue like stop and Katniss turns around and shoots Marvel. Jack Quaid, by the way. Why is Jack Quaid in this movie? Katniss shoots him, turns around. He's already thrown a spear that has hit Rue and killed her. She killed the guy that killed Rue. Great, but Rue is dead. Rue's death is like the saddest thing in this movie. I feel like there's like a key moment in each movie that's just like so horrible. And I feel like this is that. Katniss like sings to her to help her calm down, just like she did with Prim, and then like covers her in flowers and makes her like look beautiful and like give her a proper send-off, and it's just heartbreaking. She's just this little innocent child and the corrupt government killed her. In response to Rue's death, Katniss does the three-finger signal to one of the cameras in the arena and like pretty much triggers the rebellion right then and there, and this becomes like a rebellious symbol. The games continue on. And the game makers announced that there is going to be a rule change. There can be 2 winners as long as they are from the same district. So Katniss is like, well, I gotta go find Peeta because if we can win together, that's ideal. Finds Peeta, and he's camouflaged in the ground. He looks insane. He looks crazy. And his excuse for being able to camouflage himself this well is like, oh, well, I decorate cakes. I work in a bakery. I decorate cakes. So obviously, like, I would be really good at camouflage and like disguising myself. What on earth does cake decorating have to do with making him look like this? I've never seen a cake that looks like that. He's also injured, which is probably more important than his camouflage, but like, look at him. His leg is injured. In the books, he actually has a prosthetic leg. His leg gets amputated after these games, and he has a prosthetic leg all throughout the rest of the series. And I think that's so cool. And why would they cut that out? Cut Gale out. Don't cut Peeta's prosthetic leg out. Guys, have I mentioned I hate Gale? Katniss and Peeta like go camp out in a cave so that Peeta can kind of recover. And then Haymitch makes them kiss. But Peeta doesn't know that it's like an act. Only Katniss does. So he's like, oh my gosh, I want you. And Katniss is like, yeah, I'm just trying to get people to like us. She doesn't say that, but she's just like, Also, Gale is watching from District 12 and he's pissed. He's pissed that Peeta and Katniss kiss. Like, go away, Gale. No one cares. Like, we're busy. Like, he's not important. Like, he's just really not. While they're camping out in that cave, the game makers announce that there's like a feast and they're gonna put one specific item that each of the districts needs at the cornucopia so that they all come and try to get that thing, and probably some of them die because they're gonna end up there at the same time. So Katniss is like, okay, well, obviously there's gonna be medicine for Peeta's leg. So she's like, I'm going. She goes to the feast and she almost dies. Clove attacks her, but Thresh shows up, the boy from Rue's district, and he spares Katniss's life and kills Clove and is like, I'm doing this for Rue. I won't do this again, but that was for Rue, and he runs off. She goes back to Peeta with the medicine and she puts it on his leg, and then he puts some on her forehead because she got cut by Clove, and it's just really tender and they're just like taking care of each other and like falling in love. It's really great. And I was 10 years old watching this like, yes. Now that the medicine has magically healed Peeta's leg, it's down, whatever. Katniss and Peeta head back out into the arena so that they can try and win and go home. And they find some poisonous berries. Peeta almost eats them and Katniss is like, are you dumb? And then they keep the berries because they're like, we can use these later for something. We'll get to that. So they're walking around, they're making their way through the arena, trying to find the rest of the tributes. And the game makers place some nice little puppies in the arena just to help everyone find each other, you know? Just kidding, they're massive dogs. Genetically mutated dogs that are trying to kill the tributes and like force them to the center of the arena so that they all kill each other. It's really great. In the book, these dogs have the eyes of the dead tributes, and then they have collars with the district numbers on them. It is so horrifying. And I was reading this book at age 9 when I was like, right. So the dogs force Katniss, Peeta, and Cato all to the center of the arena. These are the last 3 tributes left, so if they can kill Cato, then they win. All 3 of them get on top of the cornucopia so that the dogs can't get to them. Cato, threatens to kill Peeta. He's got him in a headlock, and Katniss shoots her bow and arrow at Cato's hand. So his hand gets hit, he lets go of Peeta, and then stumbles back and falls into the dogs, and the dogs eat him. Nice. So now it's like, oh, Katniss and Peeta win, right? They're the only ones left. There was the rule change. They're the winners. Right? Wrong. The game makers come on the little intercom and they're like, just kidding, we changed our minds. There can only be one winner again. Katniss and Peeta are like, well, what? They're not gonna fight to the death. They have formed a bond, whether it's romantic or not. It's romantic in Peeta's eyes, that's for sure. Katniss not sure. So they decide that they're gonna eat the poisonous berries and kill themselves. They're like, okay, you want one winner? Actually, you're not gonna get any. No winner. We're just gonna both die. And they're about to eat the berries, and Peeta reaches out and grabs Katniss's braid, he's trying to memorize that moment and memorize her. And it's really sweet. It's really sweet. But they're literally about to eat the berries. They're like, and then the game makers are like, okay, fine. Okay, these are our 2 winners. Congrats. So they won. They won the games. It's really great. They return home, and now they're this perfect couple that everyone in the Capitol just adores. And the whole situation with the berries and weird little pieces of rebellion being placed, President Snow is pissed. And he's like, I'm gonna get revenge, actually. He's crazy. And he always has beef with teenage girls. Okay. Anyways. So yeah, that is the Hunger Games. That's pretty much where it ends. Absolutely insane premise. Amazing story. I just love it. I think these movies do such a great job showing what the world could become under a dictatorship and under insane wealth and insane poverty. It's very symbolic. I think it's very important right now. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I'd love to talk about the rest of the Hunger Games movies. I'd love to talk about shows, other movies, all the things. Anyways, yeah, I love movies. I hate Gale. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.